Hello everybody, this here is a little magnolia that I bought last year, £5 from a well-known supermarket, and I had thought I was going to do something with it. I did wire this branch down and across, and I had planned to repot it this spring, but somehow it got missed, and then I decided to wait and see how it flowered. It's one of those, a star magnolia with a little white star flowers. If you don't know what they look like, I'll insert a picture from the internet here. So I think it'll make a quite a nice little medium-sized thing, and rather than trying to style it entirely as a tree, I thought I would try and just style it as a large shrub, as a magnolia would be. So I'm not going to do a repot as such, but I do want to get rid of all this weedy stuff on the top and just see if there is any kind of nibari at all. A lot of liverwort and a big unsightly bulge of trunk just there, but yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so obviously for this summer I'm not going to repot it now. Sorry Cooper, are you in the way at all? Sorry about that, dog was asleep under my feet. Nearly took out camera and all. Pigeons in the tree making a racket, as they are wont to do. So all I'm going to do, and is, that's not the worst, least interesting kind of nibari I've ever seen. Could be better, but I've definitely seen worse. Let's have a quick look at that. So yeah, I'm gonna trim back this branch like so, and that makes you able to see it a little clearer, and yeah, I can live with that. So I popped it back in its pot, which is now only 3/4 of the way to the top. Next year I'll be able to put it into something a bit shallower, and I'm just going to cut it back in the hope that it will respond quite nicely. It's an odd piece here that's just sort of sticking out towards the front. Let's lose that. The trunk has an interesting movement, so I'd be loath to lose it all. That doesn't make any kind of sense. Trunk has a nice kind of movement, so I want to try and keep it compact, but I do want it to have room for growth, because it'll be this year's growth that'll produce the flowers next spring. So it's definitely got a slant to it, and I don't like the congestion here. This is on the inside, so this can go. And I don't think I like that piece sticking out the back there either. That's better. Okay. And I'm actually going to take it off there and remove that. And that's brought the whole thing down to a much more compact shape. And yeah. We will come back to this tree later in the summer, towards the autumn, and see whether we've actually inspired any further ramification. For now though, a quick 360. It's definitely leaning too far to the back, but I don't want to touch the roots at the moment, so we'll try and prop it up on the bench so it sits at that angle a bit better. It's the 10th of August today, and this magnolia has been sat on the bench, propped up on this piece of wood. It's looking at the screen, you can't really see properly. Trust me, there is a little piece of wood which has been propping it up at this angle, just so that the plant can acclimatise itself to a new angle. And we've had a lot of growth on this side, not so much on this side for reasons I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, time has come. I'm going to chop it back some, fair amount in fact. I'm not happy with that piece. Just going to trim that back, trim that back, trim that back. This is one of those pretty little white flowered magnolias with star-like, little white star-like flowers, which I'm hoping it will produce for me again in the spring. So that's all the pruning I'm going to do to it. So I really would like it to bush out a little more on this side, but at the moment it's not playing the game. And I have a piece here that's coming out towards the front too much. I'm going to lose that. There we go. And little dead stub, we'll tidy that up. Okay. We'll call that a day on that for now. I think this tree's probably developed all it's going to do for this year. I definitely want to get it repotted at this better angle, rather than having it in this pot propped up on this chunk of wood as is. But that has at least allowed the tree to begin to develop in this upright position for this year. Will I get flower in the spring, or will I lose it all if I do a repot? Quite possibly I'm going to lose it all if I do a repot, but there'll be other years hopefully. What I do want to do is get rid of this deadwood. For whatever reason, where I pruned it, the tree had started to heal, but then it died back. In fact, I think I can see possibly one of the reasons, which is there is a scale insect hiding in the junction just there. Let's see if I can move it so you can see it. That roundy brown blob is a kind of shell of a scale insect, and it hides under there in this kind of half shell. Often lays eggs under there, but they suck the sap, and that's probably what contributed to this branch dying back. They're quite tricky to see sometimes. If you get a bad infestation, they can really damage a plant. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this off, this dead piece, back to a live piece, even though it's quite late in the season. We've got 4 or 5 weeks for it to begin to heal, rather than having that dead stub sat there over winter. The leaves are beginning to look like autumn's coming, fall is coming. There's another dead stub in the back there, which can come off. I don't know how well this will do as a bonsai. Got a long way to go to be anything noteworthy, but like I say, come next spring we'll be repotting this into a lower, flatter pot at this better angle, and hopefully we might even see a few of those star-like little flowers. It's a star, like little star type magnolia. So yeah, one more quick 360. It's very upright now. But I didn't like the leaning either, so I think possibly in the long run, when we come to repot, or I come to repot, it'll probably end up being put in at even at that kind of angle, but we'll see how the root spread seems to be. So there we have it. That's another one wrapped. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.